I'm a little angry. I'm just a little angry. And this is my vulnerable side. It's nothing that anybody has done in particular. It's just Mother Nature taking its course and going through the course of life. My father has Alzheimer's. He's had it for a while. When we were back in Miami, and I was in my early 20s and I lived with my parents, my dad would go to the store and be gone for hours. My mom would be upset. You would think this man was out here with another woman or had a whole family somewhere else. No, my dad wasn't that type of man. He isn't that type of man. He loved my mom. He always called her his bride. That was his queen. He called her all of that. My mom passed away, as you know. She passed away 2014, April 27th. And I'm sorry y'all for crying. But she would be like, I sent your dad to the store. Go find your dad. I'd be like, okay, Mom. You know, I maybe have just come from work or just come from somewhere ripping and running. I was 20 something. I didn't have a child yet. You know, I was really young. So I'll go to the store. It wasn't that far from the house, of course. I would drive. I would see the car, but like, oh, here he goes. He's in this store. And I would go in the store and I would walk around. I found my dad. I'm like, Dad, you've been going to this store for a really long time. Mama's looking for you. She said she gave you a list. She gave me a list? Yeah, she gave you a list, Dad. And he'll go in his pocket. He'll have some of the stuff. He wouldn't have all of it. I be like, Dad, come on, give me the list. And, you know, his pride, excuse my nails, his pride would be like, I got it. So I'd be like, okay, Dad, I'm just trying to help. I don't need your help. I got it. His pride. So me nudging him to remember the list, he would then start getting the things that are on the list. Sometimes they would still be wrong. We didn't realize it then. My dad was probably in his early 50s, the very beginning of, you know, nearing his 60s. He was nearing retirement. He was nearing retirement. No, actually he wasn't. Because I was still in my 20s. My dad retired when I was 30. I'm 44, going on 45. So, you know, he would come home and he would have a list. And my mom would be so mad because she'd be like, you took forever, Leonard. That's my dad's name. That's my mom said, Leonard, you took forever. We didn't realize he had the beginning stages of Alzheimer's. He hid it very well. My dad is highly intelligent. He's ex-military. He's a hard worker. He had 2 jobs at one point. My dad he's intelligent. He's just a good person and a hard worker. So you don't realize, you know, that somebody may have Alzheimer's because they're fully functioning. They're paying all the bills in the house. They're the man of the house. You know, my mom didn't have to lift a finger if she didn't want to, but she opted to, you know. And he spoiled her. He spoiled his children. He spoiled his grandson. I mean, because my daughter wasn't born, like I said, then. My nephew was the only grandchild. So, you know, he was a great provider. You will not think that your strong leader of your house, your protector, your rescuer, because everything that ever was wrong, even financially, my dad may lecture us, fuss at us, all that stuff, but he's going to still help us. We are his children and he helped us. We may have to pay it back. We may have to hear his crap about it, but we get help. He didn't ever leave us out there hanging high and dry. This is everything from co-signing our cars, everything. My dad made sure we were good, even if he fussed and he didn't really want to, and my mom had to twist his arm a little bit. These are your children and they need help. So he would help us. But now it's crazy to think that my dad is it's just not the same anymore. he doesn't want to sit up. And shouts out to my middle sister because she's taking care of him. She is, and she does a great job with him. She did a great job with my mom. She is stronger emotionally than I am by a long shot. I'm the youngest, I'm the baby, and I don't handle things like this really well. And this is one of those times I'm not handling it well. Still, I didn't handle it well when my mom got sick. I guess being the baby, sometimes you're usually the closest to your parents. You're with them the longest, and it's hard. So, and I know I come out here and complain about men. I talk about men and the troubles I have dating, and it's probably because my father set the bar really, really high. He set the bar really high as far as what I should expect from a man in dating and how a man should treat a woman, because I saw him treat my mom like a queen, and he just set that bar so high, and I'm not used to how these newfangled men treat women. But this isn't about how men treat women nowadays, but this is why, so you guys can get some insight into how why I view things in dating like I do, and why I get so disappointed in things with dating and with men, because that's not what I'm used to seeing my whole life. I'm used to seeing women treated like royalty. That's what my dad did for my mom, and I miss seeing that. And I know how men are supposed to communicate, because there would be times when my dad would come home, he would be upset. My sisters probably don't remember this or know this. And my mom would be like, Leonard, what's going on with you? And he'll be like, nothing. And they'll go in the room, and I'll hear my parents talking, and I know that whatever my mom said to my father was comforting enough for him to come out and be mellowed. He might be quiet into himself after that, but he wasn't snapping at people, and he wasn't rude, and he wasn't short. He was just to himself, because my mom gently placed him, I guess, in check, and figured out what was wrong and got him centered, so communication, talking. Leonard, what's going on with you? Go in the room, close the door, they talk. So whatever burdens my dad had, he laid them on my mom, and my mom made it all right. So I saw a lot of that. My sisters were gone from the house. They weren't living there. They probably didn't see it. I saw it. So I know. But my sisters still know how the relationships work and things like that, and how it's supposed to be. But he set such a stellar example as a man, and how a man should treat a woman, that to think I won't have that in my life, and don't have that in my life, I may not have that soon. It's very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I love my father, and it's heartbreaking to know he doesn't even sit up anymore. He doesn't walk. I talked to him today, and he said I said, Leonard, I love you. Have a good day. He said, well, I love you too. Bye. He probably didn't realize it was me, but just hearing him say it just felt good. And even if he wasn't cognizant, he meant it anyway, because that's my dad. So that's why I'm a little bit, that explains a lot about how I am, and why I'm so rigid when it comes to certain things with dating and men and things like that, and why I have certain expectations, and I do certain things, and I have certain expectations. I do certain things to treat men a certain way because of my mom, and I have certain expectations of how men should treat women because of my father and what I saw. And people always be like, well, you ever think of things don't always work like that in other marriages and relationships? I said, well, you know what? Those are my parents, and they did what they were supposed to do. They set an example for me. You can't get mad at me because my parents set a certain example, that it was a good example, and that I followed that example. If we don't follow the example of our parents, who the hell am I supposed to follow? People have actually gotten mad at me because I said, well, in my parents' relationship, when we've had discussions about how your parents' relationship was, do you think it's affected yours and how you view relationships? I've actually had people get mad, mainly dudes, because, well, my parents didn't have that. Well, I'm sorry. That's not my fault. I can't control the way you were raised and brought up and how things were in your house. That has nothing to do with me. You can't get mad at me. I'm not even trying to date you. We're on a common thread talking about how our parents were and if it affected our relationships, and you're angry and you're bitter, and you pick my answer to single out because you didn't have that. And it's kind of like you would jealousy. And I'm like, that's sad, because that's the type of relationship you want to set when you have children. That's the type of example you want to set. And it sucks that everybody didn't do that for their kids, but my parents did, and I'm glad. So I'm just sad, and hope things will get better. And I hope next time I make a video and it's about my parents and my dad, that it's better news. I can't promise y'all that it will be, but thank you for watching anyway. And if you're praying or a prayerful person, can you just keep us in your prayers? Because right now I'm going through this alone. My sister's going through this alone, and it's tough. And I love my dad a lot. And I wish Alzheimer's had a cure. I wish cancer had a cure, because my mom would still be here too. So yeah, that's part of us getting older as people. And seeing our parents getting older is part of life. Unfortunately, it's a sad part of life I didn't want to have to ever go through. So, but it is what it is. But thank y'all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. You don't even have to rate this one. You could comment. You don't even have to feel inclined to subscribe if you don't. But if you want to comment, if you've been through this, or your family has been through this, or your family has experienced this, you have any type of words of comfort, that would be awesome. I would appreciate it. But y'all have a great day, and I love y'all. And remember, the Creator loves you. And if you don't remember that the Creator loves you, remember that I love you. Have a good one.